the more consistently you can show up with it, the more results you're going to get, because that consistency is ultimately going to be what drives those results. So how can you maximize your time in the gym? Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Sweat Simple podcast. My name is Brooks Herbis, and I'm an online fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach who's here to help you simplify and make sense out of the all too confusing fitness and nutrition industry. Let's be real, there's a lot of conflicting information online, and it can be hard to know what's legit and who to trust. In every episode, I'll be sharing the science and psychology behind health, fitness, and long-lasting behavior change. But I'll also be sharing real-life practical application, because all of the best info in the world only matters if you can actually apply it to your real life. So grab a coffee, water, glass of wine, or lace up your walking shoes, and let's dive in. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Sweat Simple podcast. Today, we are talking all about how to get strong without spending hours in the gym, because you guys are busy. If you're anything like my one-on-one coaching clients, you are some of the busiest people I know. You are having high-performing jobs. You've got kids. You've got your family. You have a million different responsibilities, and you don't have a lot of time to be spending in the gym. And I've seen this misconception that in order to get really strong and in order to build muscle, you need to be in the gym an hour plus every day. And that is just not the case. There are key components to building strength in the gym. One, following a program that invokes progressive overload, so add stimulus to your muscles as time goes on. Two, lifting enough volume to stimulate muscle growth and strength gains without overdoing it. Three, training with enough force to stimulate muscle growth and strength gains. And then four, focusing on recovery outside of the gym. So sleep, nutrition, all that good stuff. Those are really the core foundations for building muscle and strength. And the great news is that you can do those things without needing to be in the gym for an hour plus. Most of my clients' workout and my own workout is between 45 to 60 minutes. And I have some clients who work out closer for 30 minutes a day because that's what they have time for. And you are always going to be better served by showing up consistently than you are showing up inconsistently for longer periods of time. So if you can do a 30-minute workout 3 times a week, most weeks, you are going to build more muscle, more strength than if you show up for 3 1-hour sessions and then you miss 2 weeks and then you do another hour session. You know what I'm saying? So make time for what you've got time for, and the more consistently you can show up with it, the more results you're going to get, because that consistency is ultimately going to be what drives those results. So how can you maximize your time in the gym? How can you make the most of the time that you do have, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's a full 60? We don't need to be in there any longer. First up, you want to follow a good program that checks all of the boxes that I just mentioned. So utilizes progressive overload, is built with enough volume per muscle group without it being too much or junk volume. So 5 to 8 exercises per workout is plenty. If you are doing programs that have 9 plus exercises, you're probably getting some junk volume in there, and it's just not necessary. You also want to make sure that your program is encouraging you to lift heavy enough to stimulate muscle growth. So something that goes along with that is incorporating enough rest time between sets. If you are keeping your heart rate high, you're only resting 30 seconds in between exercises, in between sets, you're not giving your muscles enough time to recover. So you're not getting the maximum muscle and strength gains that you could. So that is a key component of your program, proper rest time, to help you lift heavy enough to actually stimulate your muscle growth. You also want to have a variety of different rep ranges in that program. So, 4 to 6 is going to be better for strength. 10 to 15 is going to be better for hypertrophy. 12 plus is going to be better for endurance. You don't necessarily need to know all of that. This is when program design gets, pretty in the weeds, and I won't bore you guys with all of that. But basically, your program should hopefully incorporate a variety of different rep ranges so that you can get the benefits of strength, hypertrophy, and endurance. And because when you're working in those lower rep ranges, you will be able to lift heavy, which is going to help stimulate muscle growth and strength. So just make sure you are following a really good program that checks all the boxes. That is going to be the easiest thing for you to do, is follow a really solid strength training program from someone that you trust and someone that you know builds their programs backed by science. That way you don't have to worry about the science and the nitty gritty. And is this a good program? And is this program stimulating muscle growth and strength exercises? And am I doing the right program in the gym? Let someone else like myself, who has the education, who likes to spend a lot of time doing that stuff, let them take all the guesswork out of it for you. Let me take all the guesswork out of it for you, so that you can just focus on the actual doing. So along with this, along with having that good program, in order to maximize your time in the gym, you want to have the program locked and loaded before you go. Don't waste your time scrolling your phone, trying to find a workout, watching form videos. When you show up to the gym, you know what you're doing and you know how to do it before you even get there. That way you are not wasting time. Another thing that is going to help you maximize your time in the gym is if you follow a program that utilizes supersets. So those are back-to-back exercises performed with no reps. When I'm programming for my clients and my alumni group, I usually have 1 to 2 standalone exercises for my clients, and then the rest are supersets. That's because, like I said, my clients are busy. We are trying to maximize their time in the gym. And supersets are a great way to do that because it reduces your overall rest time, which reduces the amount of time you're spending at the gym. And the reason that your muscles are still able to recover properly is there are 2 different ways to program supersets, but how I typically program them is using opposing muscle groups. So for example, your first exercise might work pull muscles versus your second exercise might work push. That way you're not fatiguing the same sets of muscles. So it's okay that you're not resting between exercises. So you're still getting the same benefit of the similar amount of rest time without adding a full extra 2 to 3 minutes of rest for 3 sets. I hope that just made sense. The next thing you want to do is to break up your cardio and your strength training. So you don't need to be doing both in one session at the gym. And it's possible you're doing too much of both to begin with. So 3 to 4 strength training sessions a week is plenty. And then if you don't have time for extra cardio in that session, you could focus on just hitting your step goal outside of the gym, or going for a walk later in the day. If you strength train 3 days a week, could you do 1 to 2 cardio sessions? So break those up. Don't try to do them all at one if you're really strapped for time in the gym. Also, make sure you are not overdoing it on volume. So like I said, 5 to 8 exercises is plenty. If you're doing it, that is probably too much. And lastly, the best way to maximize your time in the gym is really just to show up for however much time you do have. And the best way to do that is to set a timer and do as much of the workout as you can in that time frame. So let's say one day you only have 20 minutes. I want you to set a timer and I want you to do as much of the workout as you can in that 20-minute time frame. After those 20 minutes are up, get yourself out of there. You're done. Just go. But like I said, the important thing is about showing up consistently, which means showing up for something rather than nothing at all. So when you're trying to maximize your time in the gym, just set a timer, show up for however much you can in that time frame, and then you can be done. So that is all I've got for you guys. If you want a done for you program to help get you started, head to the show notes. You can grab my 3-day-a-week strength training guide. That way, like I said, you don't have to try to piece something together for yourself and hope it's good for muscle building and strength building. You just know for sure. So to recap, in order to build strength and muscle, it's not that we need more time time. We just need to be more efficient and use our time well in the gym. So following a program that utilizes progressive overload, the one that you can grab in the show notes, absolutely does. Making sure it doesn't have a lot of extra junk volume. So really focusing on 5 to 8 key exercises, utilizing supersets, and knowing what you're doing before you get to the gym. So don't waste your time at the gym watching form videos, learning how to use equipment, finding a workout. Have that done before you go. You want to break up your cardio and strength training, and you just want to show up for however much time you do have. So that is all I've got for you guys. If you have questions on this episode, as always, shoot me a DM. Let's chat about it. I'm here to help. And don't forget that I pick one person every single month to win a free fitness and nutrition audit with me. You'll get a personalized nutrition plan, a personalized strength training plan, and you get 4 weeks of email access with me to implement it. But in order to win that, you need to leave a review on the podcast or take a screenshot and share this on your Instagram stories and tag me. So thank you guys so much for being here. I always appreciate it, and I will talk to you all next week.